we all just got one of the worst notifications that happens every year around this time, and that is insert rookie signs deal with team. It's the biggest non-news story ever, but of course for Shedeur Sanders, everyone has to tweet out that he has signed his 4-year, $4.6 million contract with the Browns. That to me does nothing. Like, it is not interesting to me. It is nothing that I feel needs to be reported on or shared. Every rookie signs their contract. Some quicker than others. The usual holdup is over the guaranteed money in the contract. But the reason why I'm making a video about this is not because Shedeur signed his rookie deal. Yeah, people are going to tweet that out and put some content together about it because there's a lot of interest right now in Sanders. But I'm looking at this through a different lens. And that is Andrew Berry saved about, give or take, a few extra $100,000, $42 million in total by waiting to select Shedeur Sanders at pick 144 versus where a lot of people on Twitter, and you know who, there's a few that come to mind, I've been blocked by a lot of them, want to take him at number 2 overall. So, I'm not going to pull out the laser beams for Andrew Berry, but kudos to Berry. Could have taken him at number 2. Rookie contract for the second overall pick runs you about $46-ish million. So Travis Hunter is probably going to be the one taking Shedeur out to dinner, versus vice versa. But Browns walk away with a boatload of savings and getting the same quarterback that everyone wanted to take at number 2, 142 spots later for $42 million less. So bravo, Barry, you cap wizard. I don't really think that was the goal when you took him at 144. I don't think the plan all along was we're going to find him in round 5 and save a boatload of cash. But it all worked out well for everyone involved. The Browns got a quarterback. The fan base got a quarterback that they were interested in. And the Browns got a quarterback along with the defensive tackle in round 1 and saved a bunch of money as well by not having to give him a second overall pick contract. So, all in all, I guess everyone's happy except for Shedeur because, well, he missed out on getting $46 million because he went at pick 144 versus pick number 2. But when you're Deion Sanders' son, I don't think money is that big of a problem. Also, I think his rookie jersey is top 5 in sales right now, so he'll get a couple of royalty checks off of that, and he's got a boatload of, deals and offers coming his way off the field from, marketing things and things like that. So, like I said, all in all, everyone is pretty happy with this arrangement, I'd imagine. But the Browns, definitely kudos to Barry for, saving a good amount of change, not taking him at 2 like Twitter told him to do, and getting him at 144 and getting all that extra money on top of it. So with that, I just want to kind of bring other pieces of this conversation into the bowl here and talk about the offseason workouts ahead for Cleveland. As OTAs will get underway May 27th through the 28th, those are voluntary offseason workouts, organized team activities. The Browns have already been doing some voluntary workouts, but now it starts to become a little bit more regulated and a little bit more finalized, if you will. Right? You kind of see a little bit more action, some pads start to come on a little bit. So we got OTAs getting on May 27th and 28th, and then June 3rd and 4th, and June 6th as well, followed by mandatory minicamp June 10th through the 12th. So we'll look at the entire quarterback room next up and talk about whether or not Shedeur is going to really push for a starting job as early as week 1. Is that realistic? Could he be the starter to open up OTAs? What was he doing during rookie minicamp? We're going to cover all that, recap the whole thing for you. But first things first, I do have to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Mando. Mando is an awesome place to get started if you want to get outside a little bit more and take advantage of that spring warm weather. I personally love doing a nice long morning walk with my dog, but I don't want to smell bad for the rest of the day. But with Mando whole body deodorant that's safe to use anywhere on your body, that will not be the case. It was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Clinically proven to block odor all day and control odor for up to 72 hours. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code CHAT. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you use code CHAT at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com. Please support the Browns Report and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Mando. Now, let's talk a little bit about just the Browns quarterback room in general as we talk about Shedeur's rookie contract getting done. So, I'm excited for OTAs to get underway. I listened to Mary Kay earlier today, yesterday, talk about how it's going to be Kenny Pickett as QB1 at OTAs, and it's kind of more or less his job to lose right now. And now we've got 2 rookies in Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders pushing for a starting role as early as week 1. And let's be honest, Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, as far as tough competition goes, is not towards the top of the list as of veterans quarterbacks that will be difficult to beat out for that starting job. And then a quarterback we have not talked about actually much at all, Deshaun Watson, is posting a bunch of pictures on Instagram today of him working out and throwing the football. So let me just spend 30 seconds talking about Watson before I forget, and then we'll get to the other 4 healthy quarterbacks, because I still don't believe or expect Watson to play at all in 2025. The Browns have a lot to gain financially by having him sit out the entire season since his contract is insured, and they can get $44 million in cap relief for 2026. So my continued working theory is that he's going to spend the entire year on the PUP list. He's going to be released after the 2025 season, like 10 months from now. And he is doing his best right now to market himself for a future team to sign him to keep his football career going. So Watson posting a ton of pictures of him working out, throwing the football, which he got a second surgery on his Achilles not long ago. Was it in February, in January? And here he is in early May throwing. So good for him, I guess, right? But kind of out of sight, out of mind, in my opinion. So that's the update, if you will, on Watson. Now, let's talk about Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel. Because, as I was saying, Pickett and Flacco are not mountains that you cannot summit and take down before the start of week 1. I don't expect it to happen. I don't expect Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur to start week 1. You can sense some hesitancy coming from me, because if they really view Kenny Pickett as this team's starting quarterback, that to me does not seem like competition that one of those 2 rookies can't beat. I think this team is best suited for Joe Flacco to start week 1. At some point, whether it's a benching, an injury, or just a changing of the guard, we'll see a switch up at quarterback. But the way I'm proceeding going into OTAs and the mini camp and into training camp is, if I'm the Browns, you're probably thinking to yourselves, we know what we have in Flacco. We have an idea of what we have in Pickett, and we don't really know what we have in Sanders or Gabriel. So let's kind of go full throttle a little bit on the Pickett side. Send him out the first team offense. See if he can be our long-term solution at quarterback. If he can't, then we can go back to Flacco. It's not like Flacco needed a lot of time to develop chemistry with his receivers in 2023. He hopped off the couch and he was helping setting Browns single-game receiving records with Amari Cooper in yards against the Texans on Christmas Eve. So the chemistry is probably not that big of a fear for the Browns that they could be missing out on with Flacco early on. He could have all of August to develop that chemistry if they don't see anything from Pickett during OTAs and minicamp to really believe like Pickett's our guy. So I'm all right with that approach. Where you lose me is if you actually look me straight in the eyes and say, yeah, we want Kenny Pickett to be our week 1 starter. I'm going to slap you across the face. No. It's a bad idea. It's a book of bad ideas, right? From the great script of the campaign, chapter 1, book of bad ideas. Don't do that. Please don't. Sure, in a perfect world, I would like for Pickett to be successful on this team's behalf. And it would be even sweeter if he was successful for the Browns after being drafted by the Steelers. But I can't actually be honest with you guys and look you in the eyes right now and say, I believe that's going to happen with Pickett. So I continue to operate under, give me the quarterback that gives us the best chance of winning week 1 against Cincinnati. And I think that's Joe Flacco. As for Shedeur and Gabriel, got a couple OTA sessions. If/when you see the headline of Shedeur or Gabriel runs with the first team offense during OTAs, please don't freak out. There's probably going to be a little bit of a rotation, especially if one of those two guys puts together some good practices in a row. You know what I mean? That first OTA session is 3 straight days. If one of those two quarterbacks kicks ass during it, maybe on day 3 of the next session, they go, hey, you've shown us 3, 4, 5 straight good days. Let's see what you can do. So, after rookie minicamp, we saw Dillon Gabriel get the most opportunities with the first team offense. There's no first team offense in rookie minicamp. They're all rookies out there. You don't actually have the starters out there. So, I don't buy much into that at all. It's rookie minicamp. But when the band gets back together during OTAs, maybe that's the point where, all right, this Gabriel guy, Shedeur, having some really good throws. Let's see what they can do against Denzel Ward and Martin Emerson. Let's stop having them throw against the UDFAs we signed. Can they do anything against our starting DBs? And I think that could be sprinkled in at times. And I don't think that's something to look at as a major, conclusion for the quarterback battle. No, it's just going to be another session, another day, in what is a very long and open battle for the starting quarterback job. So let me ask you this question before we get on out of here. Will a rookie quarterback start week 1? Give me a yes or give me a no. I'm going to go no, but I don't say it with so much confidence that I'd be willing to stick my neck out for it. I think there's a chance. It's not one I'd bet on, though. So that's my thoughts on the whole thing. Here we go. Let's pick a card. Reed, which card do you want to go with? King of Clubs? I'm going to go with 7 of Hearts. 4 of Diamonds. 4 of Diamonds. Thank you all so much for tuning in for another episode of the Browns Report. We'll sign off and we'll see everyone tomorrow.